Hey, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Ecosystem Office Hours call. I am your host, Jinx, and we are joined, as always, by the best and brightest in the Pocket ecosystem. A lot of good stuff on the menu today, so I am going to hand off first to Fred for protocol updates, and then we will go to Mike for some foundation updates. Fred, take it away.
Thank you, Jinx. At a high level, everything is still looking good as we prepare for beta testnet for Shannon. We are still targeting, in the next week and a half or week or so here. It's sneaking up on me, the date. So yeah, we are still on track for the November 21st date, as far as I can tell, as far as the team can tell. So very exciting about that. In terms of path development, we are code review and code complete on some of the Solana QoS. And we are also starting to add more optionality features into how path can be run. So look out for more commits, PRs, etc., and more code and more options and functionality coming to path soon. A lot of that is around SaaS service, running it with your own nodes versus just the network nodes, and much more. So stay tuned there. Lastly, just kind of on the big ecosystem front / the portal front, many or a large subset of the F chains are now live. So Grove has cut over 100% of its traffic from the legacy chains to the F chains. We are seeing exciting results thus far. Success rates well above 4 nines on many of those chains, as opposed to about 90%. I'll say 90. It's been between 85 and 90% for some time. So we're very excited, and we're making some noise about that on social. So we'll continue to roll those out over the course of the day, and then we still have a few that are not quite ready yet. So stay tuned there and when we're finalized. But thank you very much to everyone who responded to RFPs, contributed, staked their nodes. Enjoy inflated pocket rewards and enjoy winning a lot of traffic temporarily. Lastly, just on GCP Marketplace listing, we're still waiting on the GCP team to get back to us. Supposed to meet with them today, and then we can finally go live with Grove's listing there. That is all the updates that I have.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Mike to make some foundation announcements and introductions.
Hey, everyone. First off, thanks for the patience. I know it's been a little quiet the last few weeks. Got a few things to talk about. First thing being, expect a lot more consistent communication now that we are starting to fill out the team. I want to kick off with a few introductions with the initial foundation team that we have here. We've got Consuelo Toro, who comes from the Grove side. She's the operations manager of the foundation. We've got Gabby Rodriguez, who also comes from the Grove side. Welcome back, Gabby. And we've also got a new member to the community and the foundation. His name is Saeed, and he will be our accelerator program lead, and Gabby's title is director of ecosystem for the network. But with that, real quick, I will, with that, I'll let Conso, Gabby, and Saeed give some intros, and once they do, I'll give kind of an overview of the thinking and the strategy behind what we're doing here.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Hey guys, I'm Konsu. I've been here for a while, but nice to meet you and everyone that I haven't met yet, and nice to see you again, everyone else. I'm excited to actually now work at the PNF side, and great things are here to come. So, Gabby.
Hey everyone, I'm back. This time I'm working with Mike on the foundation team to really focus on tooling for the network and sort of project management, making sure that we are actually providing the community, both supply side and demand side, with the tools you need to use the network, particularly in Shannon. Be doing stuff like cleaning up documentation. I'm working with Raid Guild on a product, and I'll be working with PocketScan as well. If you have any feedback, feature ideas, anything at all, please feel free to reach out. Saeed, go ahead.
Everyone, happy to be here and support all the exciting things that many of you will build on Pocket. And so more news to come around that shortly. In the meantime, you can follow me here at Saeed Jabbar on Twitter, and we'll be putting out an application pretty soon to launch the first program. I'll turn it over to Mike.
Thanks, everyone. So yeah, just to give a little bit of context here, the way that I'm thinking about this, particularly between Gabby and Saeed, Gabby's really helping focus on the product side for the ecosystem as well, and that particularly includes gateways. And I'm really, we're thinking about this from a bottoms up approach and a top down approach. What I mean by that when it comes to gateways is Gabby is, given her, particularly her experience with working in the ecosystem already and already speaking to many gateways and having a very deep understanding of the stack. Gabby is going to be focused on the top down side of attracting gateways. This means working with folks like Chainstack and Liquify, any other established gateways within the Web3 ecosystem and beyond, as well as expanding hopefully into potentially, individual applications, leveraging the stack for Pocket. This is really important because these folks that Gabby is going to be talking to, I think, compromise or have the bulk of the traffic within the Web3 ecosystem when it comes to relays. And Gabby, alongside myself, will be really selling the stack to folks and having them adopt it. And that's kind of from the top down approach. From the bottoms up approach, Saeed will be focusing on what we're calling PGAT or PGA Tour for short, at least right now. But this means that what this stands for is the Pocket Gateway Accelerator Tour. So the foundation is going to be putting up grants for net new gateways to come start building on Pocket with a focus specifically outside of RPC. And we're going to go broad in this first program. We're expecting to start somewhere between 6 and 10 gateways. And we expect these to be small teams really dedicated to building on top of Pocket. But what's really exciting for me is that these grants are really going to be initial R&D funding for basically all of the verticals that I have been talking about for years at this point. So we want to attract, of course, AI inference gateways. We also want to attract potentially Tor relayers, Signal relayers, IPFS, Arweave, potentially ActivityPub, Farcaster, with the goal of really setting expectations. While intuitively we think folks can build a business here, it's really going to take the R&D, not only just building on the stack, but also going to market to really see where things make sense and really work collaboratively with this first set of gateways. These are going to be pretty meaningful grants in the form of size, and it should reflect the dedication that we expect from these teams starting to build on Pocket and the stack that we have here. So this is something we're extremely excited about. Definitely expect a lot more content from us and announcements related to PGA Tour, title TM, I guess, or pending. But yeah, so this is really going to comprise the kind of growth strategy, particularly when it comes to new gateways, relays coming on to the network. So this is something we're really, really excited about. And yeah, definitely expect some more information. And please feel free to reach out to Gabby or Saeed with anything related to that. Real quick, Saeed, since you're a bit newer and most folks don't know you, It'd be really helpful for you to give a little bit of background on yourself, so people can understand why you're such a good fit for this accelerator role.
Yeah, happy to. So I've been in tech for over a decade now. Got my start with this guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. Um, I've been in what they call Web3 now since 2013, 2014-ish, and have gone through a bunch of accelerators myself. And so really hoping to take all those lessons and build a robust program here, and also bring my network and the greater community to help build out these new gateways and opportunity. And we're at a perfect time in here to do so.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So that's on
Yeah.
the demand side, right? So that's kind of the big focus that we have on the demand side. And really the goal here is to reinvigorate both sides of the protocol, not just the demand. So we've got this plan around the supply side of the network as well, which Gabby will be helping lead. So we've got what I'm seeing is a really suite of products that are targeted specifically towards pocket holders, node runners, and folks actually running the infrastructure themselves. So first product we all know and use is Pocket Scan. This is a bit more broad, obviously really meant to be the main data hub for the network for people to look into what's going on and these sorts of things. We've got a product that we're working on with Raid Guild as well. We're going to be evolving compare staking services. We're going to be moving it from what is today if I'm a pocket holder, I choose my RPC provider, to more of a node runner focused product where people at a glance will be able to see the chains supported by Pocket. You'll be able to see which ones are well supported versus not supported, or very lightly supported. So imagine like green, yellow, red, meaning like green is already very well supported, whereas yellow is kind of supported, and red is not very well supported by node runners, which means if it's red or yellow, you're likely to earn more POKT here. So we'll have a bunch of data that we'll be showing on this new website. And of course, we've also got the product I've been alluding to that PocketScan has been helping build. And this is what we're calling Igniter. This is really, I think, the first UI for any pocket holder to effectively start to stake their POKT and not be technical. And this is really nice because we have a pretty grand vision for this product specifically, where we want people to really use this. We want Igniter to really be not just an onboarding product for new node runners, new pocket holders, but also potentially be a distribution channel for folks who are really interested in Pocket on the supply side and potentially want to build a business in terms of growth for growing the supply side of the network. So we're really kind of dividing the supply and demand here, but really renewing our focus on both, particularly on the supply side, because I do think the supply side has generally been ignored for probably the last year or two or more. And I do think we need to inject a lot more energy. We're starting to see some of this with F chains, some of the incentives we're putting in, and some of the changes with RTTM. But we'll also start to see, I think, just the new growth with that new folks coming in as well on the supply side, and really trying to communicate this as clearly as possible and show people what the opportunity is with Pocket, particularly with the long tail of chains, which we really thrive in, and it's a big reason why people use this today. So I'll pause there. I don't know if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, I will go to a couple more updates that we have for the foundation.
All right. So who's got any questions from the updates so far?
Looks like no one's typing. I'll just keep going, and I'll just keep an eye on the chat, or if anyone just wants to unmute and ask anything, feel free.
Yep.
We're actively hiring as well. We've got a couple other efforts in flight right now. We're going to be beginning working with another person on the marketing side specifically. I will wait to reveal too many details about him, but I just met with him today, actually, here in Bangkok during DEF CON. And this person is an incredibly experienced marketer, was actually one of the CMOs of Cardano previously, and has a ton of experience in the space, and is going to really be helping us on the strategy side of marketing for the foundation. We're also going to be looking to, on my previous point on the supply side, we're also going to be looking to hire a supply side lead to really nurture and nurture the existing relationships and grow the users on the supply side. In addition, we're going to be looking for another full-time marketing person as well to really help with the content side of things. So expect a couple more introductions over the coming weeks and months. But we're really looking to ramp up things on the hiring side and bring on a couple more folks to help push things forward. In addition, on the marketing side and the kind of rebrand and everything, we finalized the final look and feel of the website. We are currently working. All we have left now is to finalize the copy for the new website, and we are going to be working with an existing community member to help create the final assets for the new website. And then we're going to pass that off to another existing community member who will be building the new website here for us. So I would expect a timeline of another, let's call it month to 2 months. But it's something we're really excited about, particularly with the transition to Pocket.network. In addition, we've started to outreach and work with some KOLs. So I would expect to start seeing a lot more noise start to be made about Pocket. And yeah, thanks for that, Gabby. I will be chatting with the Cosmos team tomorrow in a Twitter space. I did speak at Cosmos First about 3 weeks ago, I believe, in Dubai, and got a lot of good feedback. And we're really going to be ramping up our relationship with the Interchain Foundation and Cosmos generally, particularly as we get closer to Shannon launch. So those are the primary things that I wanted to update you guys on. I would definitely expect quite a bit more content and just general updates on the forums for myself over these coming weeks. But yeah, very excited. Things are moving. I think the thing about the accelerator program that I'm very excited about is that given the breadth of the types of gateways that we're looking to attract, I really think we have an opportunity here to really recapture Pocket's positioning pre-Tornado Cash, where we're really we're known as the decentralized network, and how important that was. Given some of the things that have happened fairly recently, like with Tor getting DDoS and these sorts of things, I believe fortune favors the prepared, and I believe we have an example. We have a chance here to show what's really possible to in terms of what's being able to be built on Pocket. So very excited about this. We'll definitely expect more information on the accelerator. And just please, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. So that's really I believe that's everything, unless I'm missing anything, Kansu, Gabby, or Said.
All right. Lots and lots of thumbs up and all that kind of good stuff. Miss Kitty's typing now. For anyone who hasn't participated before here, if you are not able to come off mute, you are welcome to add your comments to the sidebar chat, and I'll read them out for the recording for later. Mike, any plans for additional exchange listings, or is that held for Shannon?
We are starting those conversations, but obviously with Shannon coming out, any mainnet integrations will be tricky to do before Shannon. That said, having POKT on base with pretty good liquidity, we've actually seen pretty positive results there. Is actually going to make conversations much easier with certain exchanges as well, and it's less dependent on Shannon specifically. Oh, and one of the important things here is another thing here is you might have seen the Ascendex listing we had, I believe, last week or a couple of weeks ago. Ascendex was very interesting for me because it's really the first time that POKT will have perp available for the network, and one of our really important goals here is to mature the capital market stack for Pocket. This isn't a priority hire right now, but once we bring on the other folks, I do want to bring on a markets person to really focus on not just exchanges, but really maturing the capital market stack for the network. This means perps. This means lend borrow markets. This means things like bridges. Taking on the work that Wojtek has done in the past, and really expanding things on that front as well. So, but good question, Miss Kitty. Thank you.
Other questions on that front? Doesn't seem like it so far. Groovy. Well, we are in the open mic section of the call. So given that you've got everybody from PNF here and a lot of the growth folks here, if you've got questions about anything in the protocol or performance or participation on either side of the house, now's the time. So come off mute and or use the chat on the sidebar, and we'll get those questions answered.
HT and Miss Kitty are typing.
I'm loving the energy. Let's get it, he says. Let's get it. Miss Kitty typing as well. Will there be any additional incentives for LPing on base, and any further plans for Pocket on Solana?
Yeah, good question. We're adding incentives weekly on base. We feel that that's sufficient for now. Frankly, we need to be able to do a proper analysis to see what we really want to do moving forward. But I would assume business as usual moving forward for now. When it comes to Solana, definitely want to move over to Solana as well. Unfortunately, things have been a bit hectic for me, but hoping we can start to move in that direction in the next week or two.
Other questions? I see HT typing again. From Shannon completion on testnet, how long will the full mainnet migration take approximately? And I think this is probably a good question to also talk about what the total scope of the migration is, because I don't think necessarily people are also thinking about things like WPocket. And maybe that's a good Fred or Art question. I'm not sure who's best for that.
The best person to ask is actually Olshansky, but from the timelines put forward, it's supposed to be about a 30 to 60 day time period.
Oh, can anyone give more details regarding the internal I've been hearing about from PNF's experimentations with market mechanics and market making a few months ago?
Yeah, Miss Kitty, I would expect a full explanation and post from me next week. So look forward to that next week. But I'll be sure to give full clarity on a post next week on that.
Beautiful. Other questions? And HT typing again. Oh, just a thank you to the team for all the hard work. Yeah, agreed on that front. There's been so much happening behind the scenes, and I know that a lot of folks have been waiting to hear updates. So it's nice to be able to get some of that out in front of the community and show that there's a whole lot happening, even though we haven't been terribly loud about it. The one question that I have in regards to Igniter is I assume that with it being an interface that allows for staking across any number of providers, that will require some interaction with the providers themselves to get set up and connected with the system. Is there going to be some educational sessions or such on using that tooling and how to participate?
For sure. I don't think the Pocket Scan team is here, or anyone from there, but
Ramiro is here.
Ramiro? I don't want to put you on the spot, Ramiro. I'm not sure if you're the one working on that, but I would expect some, for sure, there'll be information documentation, and hopefully we can get a demo for everyone in the coming weeks on it as well. Unless you wanted to add anything, Ramiro?
I didn't fully hear the first question for Chinks. You're talking about the igniter?
Yep. And as far as what kind of onboarding and documentation processes will be out there for node runners to participate in.
Okay. Well, code is documentation, they say. But no. I think that we will create guides. We don't have anything to show right now, but yeah, once we have the demo running, we will surely write the guides not only for the users but also for the node runners and how we will be communicating with them. Yeah, sure. You can expect that from us.
Beautiful. I'm looking forward to that easy singular interface, given that the broad range of user experiences across the ecosystem have sometimes been an obstacle to allowing people to onboard easily.
Yeah, we are aiming for like CryptoCorn put it like 3 clicks staking solution. Not so we hope that node runners get into it also, so we can have all the variety of offers for the public, not to be a single node runner. Single node runner product. Yeah, so it will be easy. Don't worry about that.
Beautiful. I do want to point out for anyone who hasn't seen it that Gabby posted an invite to the Cosmos space tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Michael will be speaking there on the choices around interchain and building on that. So very much would love for the community at large to show up for that. And for anyone who doesn't know, Alex Cryptocorn is our foundation observer, duly elected by the DAO, and he put out a write-up yesterday on the current state of observation, insights, and such from questions from the community to Michael and that sort of thing. So, Cryptocorn, can you drop the link to that here in the chat?
Yeah, no worries. I mean, we've probably got over a lot of the stuff right now in more detail. I was trying to sort of be careful with not stealing anyone's thunder, but I'll drop the link now. Give me a second, and you guys can read up. There might be some extra stuff in there we may have missed on the call.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. And Gabby has mentioned that she will coordinate all of the creation and documentation of the Igniter product. We are happy to have you back, Gabby.
Very, very happy to have Gabby back.
No doubt. Gabby or Kansu, can you please clean up the ecosystem calendar that was started by Zach? Would be easier to see these types of events on my calendar. Yeah, there are a number of things that need to be cleaned up like that. That's certainly one of them. There's a couple of different office hours types calls that are scheduled that have not been used or carried on by anyone. Also, in digging through and I would certainly love to get people's opinions on this, but in digging through some of the Discord structure work that was done over the course of the last 6 months, I don't know how anyone else feels about it, but to be perfectly honest, I have found it confusing, hard to find channels. I have heard a number of people say that they couldn't, that previous channels that they used to use, they can't find anymore. I was actually working, trying to help coordinate getting the initial test group together for the Shannon testnet, and had linked to Shannon General, but there were 2 Shannon Generals, so I had to delete one of those. It seems to me to be a hot fucking mess, to be perfectly blunt. So I am inclined to do some pretty significant cleanup across the structure of the Discord. To simplify and streamline it. There are also like 150,000 roles, which makes it impossible to see, who has what and why. Some of that stuff is great from a historical perspective, like the badges that we put out on the initial governance voter paths and things along that line. But some of it, it's just insane, and that's before we even get into the fact that there are like 16 different bots in the Discord, which seems wildly overkill. So I would like to lead an initiative to streamline the hell out of the Discord channels that we have. If folks are interested in, or if you feel like there are critical channels that should be there, but that haven't been participated in anytime recently, please feel free to reach out and let me know about that. But my gut reaction is to go look through all the channels that I can see and just straight out blow out anything that hasn't had a post in it. From say the last 3 months or so. um Anything older than that, I feel like I don't know if archive's the right place for it, but they just need to be cleaned the hell out. And so that is something that's very much on my plate right now. Cryptocorn says on Discord, can I get a higher role to mute kick spammers? I can only flag them now. Yeah, I mean, it's Jerry's been our Uber mod there, and I'm sure that he would appreciate some additional help on that front. So I have no issues with that. Any other thoughts, input, feedback, insights, things that I should watch out for with that particular mission?
I support wholeheartedly 1000%. Jinx, maybe we can get together and think through what something simple that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think just oh, yep, Jerry says I can add the permission of kicking members in the support role. Yep, that would be beautiful. Thank you, Jerry. I think if we start with an audit of channels that have not had an active post in the last 90 days, that seems like an easy first step to clear out some of the clutter. And then after that, we can talk a little bit about strategy. But I will certainly take any and all assistance or insight and anybody who wants to help participate in that process. Oh, we're putting Discord wishes in the sidebar now. Now Jerry's being promoted to Discord Genie, apparently, because he's out there granting wishes. All right, we're coming up near the top of the hour. Anybody have any final topics or comments, input, anything else?
Just definitely keep it on the announcements, and I would expect a lot more activity moving forward on the gateway side, and a lot more to yell from the rooftops about, because I think we are just being here at Bangkok. I've been feeling the accelerator and what's possible with Pocket, and particularly on the more privacy focused things. There's been a ton of interest, and that's just something that I'm personally and frankly philosophically just incredibly excited about, and hopefully really start to get this snowball rolling down the hill.
Awesome. And next week is going to be big because we have a few things kicking off, including the Shannon testnet testing. So stay tuned, y'all. Lots and lots and lots in the pipeline. But if nobody else has any last minute messages, we'll call it here. Thank you, everybody, as always, for attending our week.
No.
Oh, no. Come on, Ramiro. All you had to do was say the word.
But you didn't give the second advice. I was waiting for it. You always do twice. But
Go ahead.
okay. Just for everyone, you know that Mike has passed the transaction to change the RTTM of different chains. And now we have relays going up because group has fixed the problem in their portal, I think. But also in Pocket Scan, you can see how the RTTMs have changed the minting. If you recall in the main dashboard, there we have the metrics the graph of the relays by day that everyone likes to see. But you can choose there to see tokens or computed costs. And there you will see the impact of the changes that were made. You will see that in the number of tokens being minted, we are already like 80% above what we were minting last week, for example. And in computed cost, you will see that is the actual work of the network. Like meaning one relay now in Solana is 12 times more costly than in Pocket Network, for example. So that will be reflected as computed at different computed costs. So I think that the best way to show the growth of the Pocket Network will be by using the compute cost from now on, because the number of relays might be deceptive. So well, I just wanted to announce that little thing. Yeah, well, the link is just pocketscan.com. It's in the main dashboard.
Also, shout out to Ramiro for helping out on calculating the RTPM. So it's been incredibly helpful. So thank you.
No problem. My pleasure.
I want to add one more thing. So it's both Ramiro and Fred were immensely helpful in getting to where we are today. It's been a long journey.
Fred as well. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I wanted to add one more thing. So when the values were reset, they were reset based on traffic pattern that occurred this week when our dispatchers shit the bed and we were serving a very small amount of traffic. And it was decided to keep it like that because, as you all know, Grove does not have a sales team. At this point, we still have our customers. They ebb and flow, as you've seen over the last few months. F-Chains is one attempt to address that, not just for Grove's gateway, but for all the other existing gateways and soon to come online gateways by having a subsidized, stabilized, archival-only network, at least for the blockchain RPC. The idea is, at this point, to just keep any traffic that Grove does is just going to be extra and additional. So we've always been talking about pocket relays go up because of the second order effect where tokens go down, tokens minted go down or up, and when tokens minted go down, a lot of people start complaining, and then node runners sometimes disappear or exit the ecosystem. And a lot of that was due to Grove's ability or inability to keep traffic coming through our gateway. In the scenario with the RTTM values that we've changed, Grove's traffic no longer really is a contributing factor. Anything that we do with Grove, bringing traffic online, increases the amount of tokens minted, both to the DAO and both to node runners. So this will act as more of a stabilizing factor to the network. Obviously, inflation is going to go up, but it takes away the pressure on Grove to focus on driving relays directly and puts the pressure on Grove's path toolkit, on having Morse working, on getting Shannon out the door and helping decentralize demand and getting relays to come through other gateways as a way to grow the network over time. So this is a net positive, I believe, for the sustainability and health of the network, at least in the short term. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. I'm happy to go in more detail if anyone wants.
And just to touch on Cryptocorn's question, any info on adding a salesperson/team on a later time frame? I actually view the foundation's role here as a key growth role, so we're kind of supplementing that with a focus on adopting the tooling that the network has today, Cryptocorn. So I would view really the foundation as the key kind of sales team, let's call it, for really growing the broader network and enabling gateways and helping them as much as possible to grow their own businesses and drive traffic to the network.
Any other questions on that? Further comments? Arthur, any info on adding a salesperson team on a later time frame?
I think Mike just answered that, but basically, you should view Grove as a open source labs team for Pocket Network. We build the protocol, and we're building the tooling to access the protocol. We're not trying to build an RPC business at this point. We are going to maintain the traffic that we currently have. We're going to help other gateways come online. But for the next 6 months, our focus is just to keep the lights on with our existing customer base and just continuously grow Pocket Network. As Mike said, sales and adoption should be coming through the various initiatives that Gabby and Saeed are working on, and with the new marketing person coming online.
Perfect. Beautiful. And I see Tim typing. Is there any insight into the pipeline of gateways that are waiting for the test net to come online, as in new gateways that'll be spinning up?
We're just starting this effort, so we can likely give some more data as we start to put the word out and attract folks interested. This is going to be a pretty selective process. We're looking at less than 10 gateways as a part of this first program. So obviously we want to increase the pipeline much more than that, so that we make sure that we have really the top quality folks to dedicate to this. So as we start to get more data and more information, we can start to share that. But just keep in mind, Saeed just started this week. So we're just getting things kicked off here.
Excellent.
I can say I've been talking to a couple folks, like I said before, shilling everything about gateways here in Bangkok, and we're having a few calls, and there's been some serious interest. But the goal here is to really greatly exceed the amount of slots for the accelerator, and obviously continue bringing on more established folks as well in the space.
Yeah, and the best part, about the fully permissionless structure in Shannon is at once that's achieved, every app is their own gateway. So there's or can be their own gateway. So those who don't have any back-end infrastructure desires to manage it at that at all can still use gateways that are out there, and gateways will be selling to those. But every single app that wants to use Pocket Protocol as a decentralized RPC backend can connect directly to the protocol, and that should help blow up the concept of established gateways on the protocol significantly. 5, 10, 100, and on. Last call. Questions, topics, comments? All right, then we'll call it there. See y'all again, same time, same channel next week. Thanks for coming, y'all.